Hi, people of Zarpato. Do you want to know 260 amazing facts about the world? Get ready, we're starting. Only 8% of the world's money is estimated to be physically present in the form of banknotes or coins. In 2013, the ancient Egyptian city of Heraklion was discovered under the waters of the Mediterranean Sea, having been submerged for 1,200 years. Wales has more castles per square kilometer than any other country in the world. There are an estimated 600 castles in the region, some of which have been inhabited for centuries, while others have become historic ruins. Ireland's population is still 2 million smaller than it was before the Great Potato Famine, which took place between 1845 and 1852. The deepest hand-dug well on the planet is located in England and reaches a depth of 1,285 feet. Scientists have determined that dreaming about an activity can improve your skills in that area. Unexpected combinations of ideas in our dreams can boost our creativity and help us solve problems. Australia's dingo barrier is longer than the Great Wall of China. It stretches for about 3,480 miles, from the Darling Downs in Queensland to the cliffs of the Nullarbor Plains. Although lemon contains more sugar than a strawberry, it tastes bitter due to its high citric acid content, which varies between 3% and 6%. Although the world's oceans appear flat, they are not. Due to the interaction between gravity and strong winds, there are different levels of sea height across the planet. The Pacific Ocean is surrounded by an area known as the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is a vast collection of active volcanoes. With only 6 ships in its fleet and a displacement of less than 10,000 tons, the Estonian Navy is one of the smallest in the world. The Great Fire of London in 1666 burned for 5 days, destroying nearly 90% of the city's homes, but only 8 people died. A blue moon, when the moon appears blue and full, occurs only once every 2.7 years. In India, there is a small community called Auroville, where there is no money or religion. Residents live in harmony, guided by the principle of truth, beyond any religious dogma. At the center of the city is the Matrimandir, a temple that does not belong to any particular religion or sect. China is home to half of the world's pig population and is the largest producer of pork, generating around 55 million metric tons each year. The Catatumbo lightning, also known as the Eternal Storm, is a meteorological phenomenon that occurs in Venezuela and has been constant since at least the 16th century. This storm produces lightning between 140 and 169 nights a year for 10 hours a day, with a frequency of up to 280 flashes per hour. In Brazil, there is a place called Vale da Lua, which translates as Valley of the Moon, due to its peculiar landscape. The area features rock formations with cavities and undulations, reminiscent of the lunar surface. Over the millennia, water and sand have sculpted this gray landscape, creating craters and pools between the rocks, where visitors can swim and walk. A cockroach can survive without a head for several weeks. However, it will eventually die due to lack of food. The cheetah is the fastest land animal, reaching speeds of up to 75 miles per hour. The fastest bird is the peregrine falcon, which can fly at a speed of 242 miles per hour. Curiously, France's longest border is not in Europe, but in South America. This 453-mile border separates French Guiana from Brazil and is located in the Amazon rainforest. Birth control pills designed for humans have similar effects on gorillas, showing the biological closeness between the two species. Every year, Christmas Island, located in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Australia, sees an astonishing migration of red crabs. Approximately 50 million adult crabs move from the forest to the coast to breed. Spotted Lake in British Columbia, Canada, is a saline and alkaline lake containing hundreds of small pools. According to the natives, these pools have healing properties, and each one provides different medicinal benefits. The tradition of kissing the couple after saying "I do" at weddings has its origins in ancient Rome. At that time, Romans sealed agreements with a kiss, whether for marriages or other legal agreements. Nepal is the only country in the world that has a non-rectangular national flag. The Nepalese flag is shaped like two triangles superimposed on each other. When someone lies, their nose experiences a slight increase in temperature, a phenomenon known as the Pinocchio effect. Although the nose does not grow, the sensation that it is longer or farther away is just an illusion caused by your own body sensors. In Chiang Mai, Thailand, the Yipeng Floating Lantern Festival is held every year. This traditional event honors Buddha and is intended to release negative energy and bring good omens for the coming year. In Cambodia, fried tarantula is considered a delicacy and is a popular snack among tourists. Some vendors sell up to 100 tarantulas a day. The 1984 New Zealand election was memorable as the Prime Minister, after getting drunk, spontaneously called an election, which he ended up losing. Football is the most popular sport in the world, with more than 3.5 billion fans. Next up is cricket, with over 2.5 billion fans, and field hockey, with over 2 billion followers. There's a term for the uncontrollable desire to stay in bed all day: clinomania. If you find yourself in a dark, secluded spot on a clear night, you'll be able to see around 2,000 stars in the sky. Iceland is a curious place as it has no mosquitoes. Although the reason is not known for certain, it is a proven fact. The ancient Egyptians considered mushrooms to be a sacred plant of immortality granted by the god Osiris. If you drop lemons in water, they will float, while limes will sink. Both fruits have densities close to water, but limes are slightly denser, so they sink. Trees can communicate with each other by sending signals through their roots. They share water and nutrients through these underground networks and use them to talk to each other. Humans and kangaroos are genetically very similar, with only minor differences in their genes, which are found in the same order. In 2013, the remains of England's King Richard III were found under a car park in Leicester, more than 500 years after he died in battle. Fingernails grow 2 to 3 times faster than toenails, and the dominant hand usually grows faster than the other. A rainbow can be formed from moonlight, known as a moonbow, a rare and beautiful phenomenon. Hugs can improve health, as hugging someone for 20 seconds or more releases the hormone oxytocin, which strengthens the immune system, reduces stress, and improves cardiovascular health. Sea otters hold hands while they sleep to avoid floating away from each other. Marshmallows have their origins in an ancient remedy for sore throats. For centuries, the juice of the marshmallow plant was used to relieve pain, and in the 19th century, it was mixed with egg whites and sugar, creating the treat we know today. Although Monaco is known for its casinos, its own citizens are prohibited from entering them. This law excludes foreigners residing in the country. Before the 16th century, the color we now know as orange was called geolurate, a combination of yellow and red. This term was not used in English until the orange fruit was introduced to Britain. In the 18th and 19th centuries, squirrels were popular pets among the wealthy classes and were sold in pet stores. There is enough water in Lake Superior to cover all of North and South America a foot deep. The ghosts in the game Pac-Man have specific program behaviors. Blinky, the red ghost, chases Pac-Man. Pinky, the pink ghost, tries to position himself in front of him. Inky, the blue ghost, tries to combine both strategies. And Clyde, the orange ghost, moves randomly. In India, there are more than 50 million monkeys, making the country home to one of the largest primate populations in the world. There is a flower called the chocolate cosmos that gives off a scent similar to chocolate, although it is not edible. Tokyo used to be known as Edo. The city started as a small village, and in 1868, When the shogunate period ended, the new emperor moved his residence there, marking the name change to Tokyo. Theriophobia is the irrational fear of cheese. People who suffer from this phobia may feel anxiety at the sight, smell, taste, or even thought of cheese. The Intempo skyscraper in Spain has 47 floors, but no elevators, making it the tallest building without elevators in the world. Beetles are the most common insects consumed in the human diet worldwide. M&Ms are named after the businessmen who created them. But what do the M's stand for? Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray, who apparently didn't have the best relationship, as Mars kicked Murray out and took his 20% stake in the business before it became the best-selling candy in the United States. According to scientists, the average weight of a cloud is equivalent to that of 100 elephants. In other words, the set of water droplets and ice crystals in a cloud weighs approximately 550 tons. The island of Okinawa in Japan is home to over 400 people who are over 100 years old, making it one of the longest-lived and healthiest places in the world. If you wrote out all the numbers in English, you wouldn't find the letter B until you reach billion. In the United States, there is a spot known as the Four Corners, where you can stand in 4 states at once: Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado. In Croatia, there is a curious attraction called the Museum of Broken Relationships, where people who have gone through painful breakups leave personal items accompanied by explanations about their situation. The largest city in the world that is not accessible by road is Iquitos, in the Amazon rainforest of Peru, with a population of over 400,000. Although Iceland is known for its wild nature, the country imports ice cubes. This is due to free trade agreements with Norway and the European Union, which allow prices to be kept low. Cats rub against people and objects not only to show affection, but also to mark their territory and create a bond of belonging with what they touch. Sharks have an extremely acute sense of hearing. Their ears are small holes located on the sides of their head that lead directly to the inner ear. They are particularly good at detecting low-frequency sounds, such as those a wounded fish would make, and can accurately identify the direction from which those sounds are coming. It is estimated that on every acre of land in the tropics, there are about 3 million spiders, while in other areas of the world, there are about 1 million spiders per acre. The Sargasso Sea is the only sea in the world that has no shorelines. It is linked to the strange events in the Bermuda Triangle and is said to be a place where people disappear from their boats. Numerous boats have been found floating in its waters with no one on board. Humans can physically experience the pain of a broken heart, a condition medically known as stress cardiomyopathy. In this situation, adrenaline levels in the blood can be up to 3 times higher than in a heart attack. Every minute, 300 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube, and nearly 5 billion videos are watched on the platform daily. Applying sugar to a wound can significantly reduce pain and speed up the healing process, as the sugar grains absorb the moisture that bacteria need to grow. Without bacteria, the wound heals faster. In 1958, the United States accidentally dropped an atomic bomb on South Carolina. In March of that year, a B-47 plane headed to the United Kingdom dropped an atomic bomb more powerful than the one that fell on Nagasaki. Fortunately, it did not detonate. There is a website that tracks the world's population in real time. As of 2021, the global human population is estimated to be over 7.8 billion people. You can watch the population rise or fall in real time. All the ants on the planet weigh roughly the same as all humans combined. Although the human population hasn't reached 8 billion, it's estimated that there are about 10 quadrillion ants crawling around the Earth at any one time. France offered Egypt an early version of the Statue of Liberty as a gift. However, when this design fell through, the statue was eventually gifted to the United States. Greenland is the country with the lowest population density in the world. Although it is the 12th largest country by land area, it has a population density of just 0.026 people per square kilometer, making it the least densely populated place on the planet. Las Vegas casinos have no clocks or visible windows, with the intention of making visitors lose track of time. This encourages people to continue gambling without paying attention to how many hours have passed or whether it is day or night. Clouds look darker when they are thicker, as they block more light. Thinner clouds let in more light and so appear white. Viewed from an airplane, the tops of clouds are still white because they received more light. Madrid is not only the capital of Spain, but also the geographical center of the country. In the center of Madrid is the Puerta del Sol, which is kilometer zero of all Spanish radial roads. Hawaiian pizza, famous for its combination of pineapple and ham, was created in Canada in 1962 in Ontario. Unlike many other felines, tigers enjoy water and are excellent swimmers. They often dip into streams or puddles to cool off. Turkey is the country that consumes the most tea per person in the world, at nearly 7 pounds of tea per person per year. The United States experiences 75% of the tornadoes in the world, with around 1,200 tornadoes hitting the country every year. Actor Rowan Atkinson, famous for his role as Mr. Bean, once prevented a plane from crashing in 2001 after the pilot passed out, despite having no prior experience as a pilot. In New Jersey, there is a restaurant owned by Bon Jovi where there are no fixed prices. Customers can pay what they wish or even volunteer to cover the cost of their meal. It is impossible to tickle yourself. This is because the cerebellum predicts the sensation and cancels out the response in other areas of the brain that react to other people's tickling. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest living structure on the planet, stretching for 1,429 miles over an area of approximately 133,000 square miles. It is the most extensive coral reef system in the world. The Arabian Desert is home to the largest continuous body of sand in the world. This vast sea of sand, known as the Rub al-Khali, or the Empty Quarter, spans approximately 250,966 square miles. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, was the only European capital located outside of Europe. Between 1808 and 1822, during the Napoleonic invasions of Portugal, the Portuguese royal family moved to Rio, which became the capital of the Portuguese Empire. Founded in 1565, St. Augustine, Florida, is the oldest city in the United States. The Spanish established this settlement 42 years before the English colonized Jamestown. Australia's coastline is about 16,000 miles long and has more than 10,000 beaches, more than any other country in the world. Historical figures such as Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Mussolini, and Hitler all suffered from ailurophobia, which is an irrational fear of cats. Before the 17th century, carrots were purple. It was a mutation that changed their color, and Dutch farmers in the 16th century gradually developed the orange variety we know today. The smallest bone in the human body is located in the ear and is called the stapes. This delicate bone, along with two others, transmits sound vibrations to the inner ear. Outer space is extremely cold, with a base temperature of negative 454.81 degrees Fahrenheit, just above absolute zero, the point at which all molecular motion stops. Luxembourg has the highest divorce rate in the world at 87%, while India has the lowest at just 1%. Scallops have up to 200 tiny eyes located around the edge of their shell. These eyes glow like an underwater necklace and are situated at the tip of tentacles that can extend beyond the edge of the shell. Coffee had such an influence on early Turkish culture that the word for breakfast literally translates to before coffee, and the word for brown means the color of coffee. In the country of Palau, There is a lake called Jellyfish Lake, where jellyfish have evolved without stingers. These golden jellyfish are harmless to humans, and it is possible to swim among them. The first fast food restaurants emerged in the United States, with A&W in 1919 and White Castle in 1921. Humans make up only 48% of internet users. According to a recent report, bots generate 52% of all web traffic, making the human race a minority on the internet. A shrimp's heart is located in its head. Additionally, they have an open circulatory system, meaning they have no arteries and their organs float directly in blood. Flossing can improve memory. Research suggests that keeping your gums healthy prevents blood vessels from stiffening, which in turn reduces memory problems. Every time you shuffle a deck of cards, you get a combination that has probably never existed before. This is because the probability is 52 factorial, an extremely large number. Dolphins do not drink seawater, as it would cause them to become ill or even die. Instead, they get all the fluids they need from the food they eat. In Antarctica, during the summer, there are 24 hours of continuous sunlight, while in winter, the region experiences 24 hours of uninterrupted darkness. The Earth's core is as hot as the surface of the sun. Recent research indicates that the planet's inner core reaches temperatures of about 10,800 degrees Fahrenheit, comparable to the temperature of the sun's surface. The highest-scoring soccer match in history ended with a score of 149-0 between two teams in Madagascar in 2002. The average person spends 6 months of their life sitting in a car, waiting at traffic lights for the red light to turn green. The wind itself makes no sound until it comes into contact with an object, such as trees or buildings. A snail can hibernate for 3 years. Snails need moisture to survive, and if the weather is not favorable to them, they can enter a long state of hibernation. Lake Baikal, located in Siberia, is the deepest lake in the world, with a maximum depth of 5,387 feet. National Geographic offers paid expeditions to exotic destinations, such as Antarctica and polar regions. These adventures can include activities like kayaking through remote lands, hiking among king penguin colonies, or witnessing polar bears hunting on glaciers. If the moon did not exist, days on Earth would only last between 6 and 8 hours. This is because the moon slows down the Earth's rotation with its gravitational pull. Without the moon, days would pass much faster, and a year could have more than 1,000 days. In Germany, prisoners are not punished for trying to escape from prison, as long as they do not break any other laws. The desire for freedom is considered a natural instinct. Google was not always called that. It was originally called Backrub by its creators, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, when they started it as a research project in 1996 while they were PhD students at Stanford University. Alcatraz was the only federal prison in the United States where inmates could shower with hot water. The idea was to prevent them from becoming accustomed to cold water, which could make an escape attempt by swimming to shore easier. The brains of Neanderthals were 10% larger than those of modern humans, Homo sapiens, but their intellectual capacities were inferior. This is because their brains were more specialized for vision, while ours focus on reasoning, decision-making, and social interaction. More than 90% of the body's serotonin, the neurotransmitter that contributes to feelings of well-being and happiness, is produced in the digestive tract. In 1866, Liechtenstein took part in its last battle, sending 80 soldiers to the Austro-Prussian War. Amazingly, they returned with 81 men, as they suffered no casualties and gained a soldier along the way. The smallest inhabited island split between two countries is St. Martin in the Caribbean. The island is split between France and the Netherlands, and is also home to one of the most spectacular airports, where planes land close to a beach. In Japan, there is a spa where visitors can soak in baths of green tea, coffee, red wine, or sake, offering a unique and relaxing experience. The world's largest tomato battle is held annually in Buñol, Spain, on the last Wednesday of August. This event, known as La Tomatina, attracts thousands of people who throw tomatoes at each other. In the village of Zalipier in Poland, all the buildings are decorated with beautiful hand-painted flowers, turning each house into a work of art. Coca-Cola is not sold in North Korea or Cuba, two of the few places in the world where the famous drink is not available. For just $70,000 a night, you can rent out the country of Liechtenstein and completely customize, from street signs to temporary currency, all made to your liking. In Colombia, the Caño Cristales River is known as the River of Five Colors, or the Liquid Rainbow. Its vibrant coloring comes from an aquatic plant that gives it shades of yellow, green, blue, black, and especially red. The meeting of the waters is a natural phenomenon in Brazil, where the waters of the Rio Negro and the Amazon River meet but do not mix. Their contrasting colors, black and sandy, create a clear dividing line between the two rivers. In Finland, there is a competition called the wife-carrying race, in which husbands carry their wives while overcoming obstacles such as fences, hills, and mud. This peculiar race has become an annual tradition. The Amazon River is 4,000 miles long, and along its entire length, there are no bridges, making it unique among the world's great rivers. The Amazon rainforest is fertilized by mineral dust from the Sahara Desert. Winds carry these minerals across the Atlantic, nourishing the Amazon's rich biodiversity. In China, the skywalk on Tianmen Mountain is a glass bridge that spans 200 feet and is located at such a height that visitors can look down on the mountains from above, creating a dizzying and thrilling experience. The longest conflict in human history was the war between the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire, which lasted approximately 721 years. If you want to buy chewing gum in Singapore, you'll need a prescription. It is only permitted for use for therapeutic purposes, like nicotine gum. In Paris, there is an anonymous memorial for natives who died unnamed, where visitors can explore catacombs with human bones, including femurs and skulls. This open exhibit spans about 0.93 miles of underground tunnels carved into limestone, with room for some 6 million remains. No Asian country has ever won a medal in the 109 yards dash at the Olympics. The colors red, yellow, and orange have been shown to stimulate appetite, which explains why many fast food chains use them in their logos and designs. In the churchyard of the village of Fortingall in Scotland, there is an ancient tree called the Fortingall yew that experts say is between 2,000 and 3,000 years old, making it one of the oldest trees in Europe. In Antarctica, there is a small Chilean village with around 150 inhabitants during the summer and 80 in the winter. The settlement has a school, hospital, post office, hostel, and even internet access. The smallest town in the world is in Croatia and has a total of 17 inhabitants. In the Czech Republic, there is a Roman Catholic chapel decorated with human bone. The Sedlec ossuary contains between 40,000 and 70,000 bones in its decoration. Although the most famous pyramids in the world are in Egypt, Sudan is the country with the most pyramids, with around 255 of them. Near Gryfino in Poland, there is a mysterious forest with 400 pine trees whose bases have a 90-degree curvature, all in the same direction. Saint-Pierre and Miquelon is a part of France that is located in North America, 900 miles from Boston. Residents use euros instead of dollars, vote in French elections, and have French license plates on their cars. The lakes on Mount Kelimutu in Indonesia can change color between blue, green, black, and red unpredictably. These changes are not caused by bacteria, but by volcanic fumaroles that emit gases such as sulfur dioxide. In Japan, you can find a hotel chain called Hen-Na Hotel, which means strange hotel in Japanese. It is famous for being the first hotel completely run by robots, with no human employees serving guests. The second largest ethnic group in Jamaica is the Irish, who make up as much as 25% of the country's population. The Hill of Crosses in Lithuania is a mound with over 100,000 crosses of different sizes. This place is a symbol of the peaceful resistance of Lithuanian Catholicism during the Soviet occupation and is also a pilgrimage site. In Brazil, during the rainy season, freshwater pools form between the dunes of the Lençóis Maranhenses due to impermeable rocks beneath the surface. Tourists can visit the place to swim and enjoy activities on the sand. Ithaya is the world's first underwater restaurant and is located 5 meters under the sea in the Maldives, on the Conrad Maldives Rangali Island. Open since April 2005, it offers a unique dining experience surrounded by marine life. The world's largest commercial aircraft is the Airbus A380, which contains 330 miles of electrical wires in its structure. Portland, Oregon, is home to the world's smallest park, with a diameter of just 2 feet. The Trans-Siberian Railway, which connects Moscow to Vladivostok, is the world's longest rail route, spanning a total of 5,772 miles. At the border point between Slovakia, Austria, and Hungary, there is a picnic table right in the middle, allowing visitors to be in 3 countries at once. The hottest inhabited place on the planet is Dalal in Ethiopia, where the average annual temperature reaches 106 degrees Fahrenheit. In Thailand, residents host an annual banquet for local monkeys, preparing over 2 tons of food in honor of these animals. A tarantula, a large and generally friendly spider, can survive up to 2 years without feeding, thanks to its extremely low metabolic rate, which allows it to conserve energy for long periods. The Fraser Islands, located in Australia, are the largest sand islands in the world and are the only known place on the planet where a rainforest grows on sand. Lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. While the temperature of the solar surface is about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, lightning can reach temperatures of up to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. In Singapore, there is a Coca-Cola vending machine that, instead of money, dispenses a drink to anyone who hugs it. This special machine has the phrase, "Hug me," instead of the brand's traditional logo. Volkswagen is the parent company of several luxury and sports car brands, including Audi, Bentley, Bugatti, Ducati, Lamborghini, and Porsche. Jellyfish and lobsters are considered biologically immortal as they do not die from aging. They possess an enzyme called telomerase that regenerates their cells continuously as long as they are alive. Covering 735,400 square miles, Indonesia is the largest island country in the world. Their combined land area is almost as large as Mexico and 5 times larger than Germany. Furthermore, Indonesia is a multi-ethnic country with a population of over 271 million people. If the human eye were a digital camera, it would have a resolution of 576 megapixels. The retina contains 5 million cone receptors responsible for color vision, which is roughly equivalent to a resolution of 5 megapixels. Japan is home to about a dozen cat islands, where the feline population greatly outnumbers the human population. Because of confusion between country names, staff at the Slovak and Slovenian embassies meet once a month to exchange mail that has been mistakenly sent to the wrong embassy. Snails move at a constant pace with a top speed of 0.03 miles per hour, which is about 50 yards per hour. For a human, a lethal dose of chocolate would be about 22 pounds. This is due to theobromine, a potent stimulant present in chocolate, which can be fatal in high enough quantities. The longest street in the world is Yonge Street in Toronto, Canada, which stretches for 1,178 miles. The only way to see a rainbow is with your back to the sun. The appearance of the rainbow depends on your position and the direction in which light, such as that of the sun, is shining. Living near the ocean, regardless of income, has been shown to reduce psychological stress. The color blue and the sounds of the ocean are associated with calm and peace, so listening to the waves can help relax the mind. Butterflies have taste sensors in their feet, allowing them to taste. When they land on a leaf, they test the plant to determine if it is suitable for their caterpillars to feed on, and if so, they lay their eggs there. Researchers have discovered that you can trick your brain into thinking you're happy by simply placing a pencil between your teeth, which mimics the action of smiling and triggers a feel-good response. Chagan Lake is the only man-made lake created by a nuclear test. Even though the explosion took place in 1965, the lake is still not safe to swim in due to radiation levels. The world's biggest alcohol consumers are in Belarus, where per capita consumption is 17.5 liters per year. Humans can have between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day, and surprisingly, 80% of them tend to be negative. A penguin can hold its breath for 20 minutes while diving under the ice in the cold oceans of Antarctica in search of food. In 1967, the Prime Minister of Australia mysteriously disappeared. Only 4 decades later, it was confirmed that he had died from accidental drowning. Talking out loud to yourself makes your brain work more efficiently. Hearing your own voice can calm your mind, helping you concentrate better and think more clearly. In Quebec, Sweden, and Norway, it is illegal to advertise directly to children. This measure is intended to prevent businesses from encouraging children to ask their parents to buy them things. The Statue of Liberty also served as a lighthouse from 1886 to 1901, and its light was visible to ships up to 24 miles away. There is an ancient town in Portugal called Vilarinho da Furna that is submerged underwater. During droughts, the water level drops, and it is possible to see what remains of the 700 inhabitants who once lived there. In the Spanish town of Coria del Rio, 700 people are descended from 17th century samurai who stayed in Spain after an embassy returned to Japan. Their last name is Japan, an adaptation of the original Hasakura. In Senegal, there is a lake called Lac Rose, famous for its bright pink color caused by algae that produce the pigment. This lake is also known for its high salt content, reaching up to 40% in some areas. In Bulgaria, the gesture of nodding your head means no, while shaking your head from side to side means yes, the opposite of what is common in many other cultures. In 2010, due to a Google Maps error, Nicaragua invaded a portion of Costa Rican territory called Isla Calero, leading to a conflict between the two countries. The largest religious temple in the world is Angkor Wat, located in Cambodia. This monumental site spans 400 acres and took 37 years to complete. Ganvier, known as the Venice of Africa, is the largest village on stilts in the world, located in Benin. It covers an area of 13 square miles and is completely built in water. In Tennessee, USA, a fine of up to $2,500 and 1 year in jail was established in 2011 for people who share their Netflix passwords. The Paternoster elevator, invented in England in 1868, is a type of continuous doorless elevator that is no longer used due to safety concerns, although it can still be found in some places in Europe, such as Prague. The largest Christian church in the world is St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, followed by the Basilica of Our Lady of Aparecida in Brazil. In the United Arab Emirates, a city is being built that will run exclusively on renewable energy and zero carbon emissions. Construction is expected to be completed in 2024. Goats have rectangular pupils instead of round ones, which helps them detect danger by allowing them to have better peripheral vision. African female elephants have a gestation period of almost 2 years, the longest of any mammal. Greece has the largest number of archaeological museums in the world, with one of the most renowned being the Acropolis Museum in Athens. The inland taipan, an Australian snake, has enough venom to kill 100 adult men with a single bite and can strike up to 8 times in a row. The largest cave in the world is Sun Dong, located in Vietnam. It has forests, clouds, and is over 5 kilometers long, 656 feet high, and 164 yards wide. In Santa Cruz, California, there is a tourist attraction called the Mystery Spot, which is famous for defying gravity. Visitors experience strange tilts and optical effects that seem to defy the laws of physics. The island of Socotra, located in the Indian Ocean, is known as the strangest place on Earth. 1/3 of its plants are found nowhere else, as are 90% of its reptiles and snails. At Victoria Falls in Zambia, there is a natural phenomenon called the Devil's Pool. During certain periods, the water level allows you to swim near the edge of the waterfall without risk of falling. The longest place name in the world has 85 letters and is located on the North Island of New Zealand. The name was given by the Maori people in honor of a native warrior. Every second, 4 new babies are welcomed into the world. This equates to about 250 births per minute, 15,000 per hour, and 360,000 per day. On a plane, you can lose a significant percentage of your taste buds, which explains why food on board often tastes milder or why you crave saltier foods in the air. When you look up at a bright sky and see white dots, you're actually seeing your white blood cells moving through the bloodstream in your eyes. Russia has about the same surface area as Pluto, at 17.1 million square kilometers, compared to Pluto's 16.7 million square kilometers. In Croatia, there is a sea organ that, instead of being powered by air, uses the waves of the sea to produce harmonic and soothing sounds. The human heart beats more than 2.5 billion times in an average lifetime. At a frequency of 80 beats per minute, this equates to about 115,000 times a day, or 42 million a year. Up to 95% of dreams are forgotten shortly after awakening, as the brain changes that occur during sleep are not suitable for forming lasting memories. The southern version of the Northern Lights is the Aurora Australis. This natural light show can be seen from Antarctica, New Zealand, Argentina, and Australia. Washing your hands with warm water does not remove more bacteria than washing them with cold water, as bacteria are only killed at boiling temperatures. Although rare, it is possible to develop cancer of the heart. A study that analyzed more than 12,000 autopsies found only 7 cases of primary cardiac tumors. Scotland has the highest percentage of natural redheads of any country in the world. Helium is the second most abundant element in the universe, second only to hydrogen. Despite its cosmic abundance, here on Earth, helium is rare and difficult to find in its free form. This is due to its volatile nature. Helium tends to escape into space due to its lightness. One of the wonders of nature is the immortal jellyfish, scientifically known as Turritopsis dohrnii. This species has the incredible ability to reverse its life cycle, regenerating damaged or dead cells and returning to a youthful state indefinitely. This phenomenon has intrigued scientists seeking to better understand biological aging and the possibilities of prolonging life in other organisms. Throughout our lifetime, each person produces enough saliva to fill 2 Olympic swimming pools. This vital fluid plays a crucial role in our digestive functions and daily oral hydration. The first commercially successful video game was Pong, released by Atari in 1972. This simple tennis game marked the beginning of a revolution in the digital entertainment industry. Approximately 100 million metric tons of plastic waste are produced worldwide every year. This alarming figure underscores the urgent need to adopt sustainable practices to minimize our environmental impact. Zebras are social animals that usually live in herds made up of females and their offspring. Males tend to be solitary outside the reproductive period due to their territorial behavior during the mating season. Butterflies have a fascinating life cycle. They live only a few weeks as adults, but spend most of their lives as caterpillars before completely transforming during metamorphosis. The Earth is composed primarily of iron, oxygen, silicon, and magnesium. These elements form the planet's core and mantle, as well as other minerals critical to the formation of soil and rocks. The most remote inhabited place in the world is the island of Tristan da Cunha, located in the Atlantic Ocean. This small British territory has a very small population and is isolated from modern civilization. In 2018, the Sahara Desert experienced an unusual phenomenon. It was covered in snow for a day. This extraordinary event surprised many and highlighted how climate change can alter historical weather patterns, even leading to unexpected weather conditions in arid regions. A cloud can weigh around 1 million tons. Giraffes are 30 times more likely to be struck by lightning than humans. This is due to their height. Being the tallest animals on the planet, they are more susceptible to electrical discharges during storms. A curious anecdote about Napoleon Bonaparte is that he was attacked by a horde of rabbits during a hunt he had organized. Instead of successfully hunting, the rabbits surrounded and overwhelmed him, turning what should have been a glorious event into a comical and unexpected moment. A curious fact about our body is that the thumb of any hand is the same length as the nose of the same body. Machu Picchu is known for being an earthquake-proof city thanks to its ingenious Incan architecture. The structures were built with stones fitted together perfectly without mortar, allowing them to adapt to seismic movement without collapsing. One time zone in China. Despite its vast geographic size, China has a single time zone for its entire territory. This has led to unusual situations where the hours of the day may not coincide with the natural cycle of the sun in some regions of the country. The famous Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco is known not only for its impressive architecture, but also because it speaks. This is due to the sound it makes when the wind blows through its cables, creating a distinctive echo that can be heard by those passing by. In Holland, there is a town called Giethoorn that has no streets, only canals. Known as the town without streets, residents get around mainly by boat or by walking on elevated walkways over the water, creating a picturesque and peaceful atmosphere. In Australia, there is a rock called Mount Augustus that is larger than the famous Uluru Rock, being about twice the size. Mount Augustus rises to 3,628 feet above sea level and has an area of approximately 4,850 hectares. New Zealand is home to the world's steepest residential area, located in Dunedin. Baldwin Street has an incline of approximately 35 degrees, making it a challenge for both pedestrians and vehicles. In Hawaii, you can experience sunny beaches and snow-capped mountains on the same island. The blue whale is the loudest animal on the planet, capable of emitting sounds reaching 188 decibels. These sounds can travel up to 497 miles underwater and are crucial to its survival. Nepenthes raja, native to Borneo, is the largest carnivorous plant in the world. It can trap rats and other small mammals using its sticky nectar to capture its prey. The Library of Alexandria. Considered one of the greatest libraries of antiquity, it is said to have contained over 700,000 papyrus scrolls. It represents a significant loss of accumulated human knowledge following its destruction. A mummy of a 16-week-old fetus, dating back to 1600 BC, was discovered in Egypt, providing valuable information on ancient burial practices. The lost city of Pompeii, buried by the eruption of Vesuvius in 79 AD, has been preserved almost intact. Excavations have revealed a unique insight into everyday life in ancient Rome. The paved streets, colorful frescoes, and well-preserved houses offer a fascinating look into the past. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, making up about 75% of the total baryonic mass. This light gas is fundamental for the formation of stars and galaxies. Mahashivratri is a Hindu festival that can last up to 48 hours. This celebration in honor of Shiva brings together thousands of devotees in rituals and spiritual activities. During this festival, participants perform fasting, prayers, and dances to pay homage to the Hindu god. Alma's caviar, obtained from white beluga sturgeons, can cost up to several $1,000s per kilogram. This gastronomic luxury is considered one of the most exclusive foods in the world due to its scarcity and the laborious process required for its production. Alma's caviar is often presented in elegant golden tins and is appreciated for its delicate flavor and unique texture. The mantis shrimp has up to 12 eyes, each with a different visual function. This impressive adaptation allows it to detect movement and colors in its environment with great precision. The mantis shrimp's eyes are capable of perceiving ultraviolet wavelengths and even polarization, giving it a significant advantage when hunting prey or evading predators. Joe Rule set the world record for the longest fart, blowing air for 2 minutes and 45 seconds in 1998. This curious achievement has generated both laughter and amazement among those who know him. The axolotl is a Mexican salamander that retains its external gills and tail throughout its life, giving it a perpetually youthful appearance. In addition, it has a remarkable ability to regenerate parts of its body, including lost limbs and even parts of the heart and brain. The electric eel can generate electric shocks of up to 860 volts, allowing it to stun its prey and defend itself from predators. This ability makes it a feared fish in its natural environment. The electric eel uses its electrocytes to produce fast and precise electric shocks, which not only helps it to hunt but also to communicate with other members of its species. The ice fish, an Antarctic fish, has clear antifreeze blood, allowing it to survive in the icy waters of the Southern Ocean without freezing. Its blood contains special proteins that prevent the formation of ice crystals inside the fish's body, which is vital for its survival in an environment where temperatures can drop below freezing. A fungus in Oregon, USA, covers an area of over 8 square kilometers, making it the largest known organism on Earth. The bleeding palm exudes a red, blood-like liquid when cut. This natural phenomenon has fascinated many and has led to its use in various cultural applications. For example, some indigenous communities use this liquid to make dyes or as part of traditional rituals. Flight MH370 mysteriously disappeared in March 2014 while flying to Beijing. Despite extensive searches spanning thousands of square kilometers of the Indian Ocean, the plane was never found, nor were the exact circumstances behind its disappearance clarified. Some birds have the unique ability to sleep while flying, using a phenomenon called unihemispheric sleep. This allows them to rest while remaining alert to potential dangers. In 2009, Taylor Swift won Best Female Video for her song, You Belong With Me. While she was excitedly thanking him on stage, something unexpected happened. Kanye West, visibly upset and at the time Beyoncé's partner, came on stage and took the microphone from Taylor's hands. Kanye stated that Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time, referring to single ladies. Taylor was stunned, as were the audience and viewers at home. Beyoncé and the audience also seemed uncomfortable with the situation. At the 2013 Oscars, Jennifer Lawrence was one of the great stars of the night. She had won Best Actress for her role in Silver Linings Playbook. Upon hearing her name, Jennifer Lawrence began to take the stage with a big smile. But then the unexpected happened. Jennifer tripped over her dress and fell while walking up the stairs. At the 2017 Academy Awards, everything seemed to be going according to plan. The stars walked the red carpet, and the expectation to meet the winners was maximum. However, the most anticipated moment of the night arrived. The announcement of the winner for Best Picture. Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty were in charge of opening the envelope and revealing the result. Faye Dunaway announced La La Land as the winner. The La La Land crew took the stage to applause and began giving their acceptance speeches. While the producers and cast celebrated, something unusual began to happen behind the scenes. Jordan Horowitz, one of the producers of La La Land, took the microphone and revealed the truth. Moonlight was the real winner. At the 2015 Brit Awards, the legendary Madonna suffered an accident during her performance that left everyone stunned. While performing her new song, Living for Love, Madonna faced an unexpected problem when her cape didn't come off as planned. The cape got caught and Madonna suffered a shocking fall on stage, causing a shocked reaction throughout the audience. During the 2017 Oscars, Nicole Kidman caught the attention of many viewers for her peculiar style of applause. Instead of clapping like most people, Nicole opted for a rather unique clap, closing her palms without making contact. In the 2015 Miss Universe edition, presenter Steve Harvey made a monumental mistake that left everyone baffled. With great enthusiasm, Steve Harvey announced Miss Colombia, Ariadna Gutierrez, as the new Miss Universe. As the crowd erupted in applause and celebration, Miss Colombia was crowned and took her first walk as the presumed winner of Miss Universe 2015. However, just moments later, Steve Harvey returned to the stage with an anguished expression on his face. With a look of disbelief, Steve Harvey corrected his mistake and announced that the real winner was Miss Philippines, Pia Wurtzbach. During a red carpet event, renowned singer Keisha approached comedian and actor Jerry Seinfeld with the intention of giving him a hug. But what happened next turned into a rather peculiar moment. Keisha, excited to meet Jerry Seinfeld, extended her arms to hug him, but Jerry, seemingly oblivious to who she was, blatantly and shockingly rejected her. At the 2014 Oscars, legendary actor John Travolta made a mistake that would become the center of attention for a long time. When it came time to introduce the talented Idina Menzel for her musical performance, John Travolta pronounced her name in a completely different and unusual way. The name John pronounced was Adele Dazeem, a completely made-up version of the actress and singer's real name. Despite the unexpected setback, Idina Menzel impressed the audience with her powerful performance of the song Let It Go from the movie Frozen. John Travolta's mispronunciation quickly went viral on social media, turning Adele Dazeem into an internet phenomenon and spawning countless memes and jokes. At the 1995 Oscars, David Letterman, known for his witty humor, began his performance with a joke involving the names of Uma Thurman and Oprah Winfrey. Letterman said, "Uma, Oprah, Oprah, Uma." He then repeated this sequence several times in a repetitive manner and without a clear punchline, apparently trying to make a joke about the similarity of the names. The cameras captured the expressions of Uma Thurman and Oprah Winfrey in the audience, showing clear discomfort at the joke that failed to get off the ground. At the 2016 New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square, iconic singer Mariah Carey faced serious technical problems during her performance. As Mariah began her performance, it became clear that there were issues with the audio and timing, resulting in a chaotic and uncoordinated performance. And this is all, people. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Zarpato content.